Hello and welcome back. Today it's all about the eyes, puffy eyes and the benefits of massage around the eyes to help with lymph drainage. So Teresa, over to you.
Lovely. The first thing we need to realise is that the eye area is very, very delicate. This tissue is more delicate than any other area on the face. So the massage I'm going to show you, please do use very, very light pressure. We don't want any heavy pressure because it drags the skin and it just starts to upset the lymph drainage too. So the first thing to do is to select your eye product. So whether you want a caffeine cream for, well, we've got a lovely one here actually, the Inkey. We'll show you that, with the caffeine, which really helps with the puffiness in the eyes. Today I'm going to use our lovely Olay Peptide cream because this has a nice consistency, doesn't it? We discussed this before, we like this. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of this on, a little bit more than usual because I'm going to be doing an eye massage. And so I'm just going to pop that on and just bring that around.
And it's always that way, isn't it? Out and then
in, sort of bring it up and in. And then obviously on some of the movements you're going to see me going the other way because we really need to stimulate that lymph. So that's on, and because I'm going to be demonstrating the full eye massage, and of course there are hundreds of movements for eye massage, I'm just going to give you some of the ones that I like and find useful. Hope you do too. You'll see me occasionally dip my finger into some squalane oil, and that's just to give me a little bit of slip for the purposes of the routine. Your eye massage, choose your favourite movements. So it can be, if you're running out of time, it can be a very, very quick one, 2 minutes or less. Or you might think, gosh, I've got a good 5 minutes all to myself, and you can just really extend that and enjoy the ritual.
Is there a time restriction to eye massage?
Yes and no, yes, in a way. I wouldn't be doing it for any longer than 5 minutes, but then at the end of your ritual, there are some nice things which I can show you, which you can do. So that extends it for beneficial results and just to chill and relax and be in the zone. So we're going to start off, first of all, with, you've heard us talk about this before, tapping movements. So we're going to tell the skin and the afferent and efferent nerves that something is happening. So we'd start off, you can either tap like this, or you can just use 2 fingers, but this, ladies, do it very, very lightly. And this is really, as I said earlier, just to tell the nerves, the afferent and efferent, wake up, get ready, something is going to happen. So whether you do your tapping like this or 2 fingers, it's fine.
This is easier, isn't it?
What
like
do you
a
prefer?
Bit of a flutter.
Yeah, it's
like
nice,
that.
either or, but you can just use 2 fingers lightly and come around. So now your eyes know that something's happening. So on to your next movement. You can use light pressure under the brow and under the bone with your fingers. And again, you're just going to find
that's so lovely.
And press and release. And press and release. Not too hard.
Might help with my allergy.
It might do actually. And come up again. So again, depending on your time, you can do this once, twice, or 3 times. But that is nice, isn't it? That's
really nice.
Yeah, it really is lovely. For your third movement, and I love this one, this is one of my favourites, thumb and index finger, and pinch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love this. Just pinch and lift. Pinch and lift. And it's quite safe because you are supporting the tissue. And pinch and lift. Isn't that lovely, Shilpa?
It feels that much nicer with your eyes closed.
Yeah, it does.
There's a lot to pinch at the moment.
Yeah, well, our eyes are swollen with all our allergies. I was going to insert a word before that, but I decided I'd better not. So that is lovely. So that feels good. So the next one is we are going to, and you'll see people a lot, when they get stressed out or tired, you'll see people do this. And they don't even know why they're doing it, but it feels good. So we're going to do the same. We're going to come up and we're just going to push up, just catch that there. You'll feel it, you'll know exactly where it is.
You have to have your hands open like this, because it doesn't work like this.
Or you can do this if you find it easier to put the thumbs in.
Nice, actually.
You can do that, and that is lovely too. So you can just hold, release,
if we
hold and press in. We're going to fall asleep. Or you can just use your fingers here and just bring those in.
Oh yeah, so in there.
Yeah, it's entirely whichever way suits you best.
But definitely
as
not
long
loose.
as sorry?
Definitely not loose. They've got to be supported.
Yeah, you've got to support the, and you want to sort of press.
Yeah. It's lovely.
Or you can do it like that and naturally get that lovely lift, and that is really, really nice too. So after you've done that, what is lovely, now I suffer from sinus congestion, do you?
Yes.
So what I like to do is I like to get my finger here, again on that point on the bone, and with my other finger, I like to just sweep down the nose and just help.
Oh, yes.
So I'm holding here,
yeah, and
I'm just coming down
on top of the cheekbone.
And if you deep breathe when you're doing that, bringing it down, if you listen to this carefully, it opens up the sinuses and you're getting the air in.
Oh, that's good.
And that is lovely, and you can just sweep, just a few sweeping movements, and that is so nice. Just sweep away into those lymphatic ducts. Is so relaxing.
And you can see the blood circulation.
Yeah, it really does start to stimulate. It's lovely. Now the other one is the cat, and I love this too. So you get your fingers like this, and you're not going to use any pressure on the thumbs, it's here. And you're going to come up on the brow bone and you're going to press and release. Press and release.
Nothing on here.
No, you don't need to do anything here. It's just you need this shape,
yeah, because
you want to cover. So that's like the shape of your brow.
Nice, actually.
So these are just resting, they're not doing anything. Add a little bit of pressure and release. Pressure and release. And when you've done that 3 times, you've still got your little cat claw, and you can just sweep and sweep. And again, we're moving that lymph and sweep. Now bring that to the temples. While you're at the temples, after you've done that sweeping, now you have the perfect opportunity to apply pressure in on the temples, release. And while you're doing this, ladies, if you have time, bring the breath in and out. And it really does calm you. It's lovely, isn't it? When you've done that, don't forget the ears. We want you to pull your ears up and out diagonally, and pull those and just hold that and relax, and up and out.
Oh,
and that is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can almost feel it opening up everything in this area. Now this one, do this with me and tell me what you think. This is an interesting one. This is like a yoga one, but it really does wonders for the eyes. I want you to get your middle finger and your index finger. The index finger is going to go on the outer part of the eye. So it's going to be like that. So you've got a nice little V shape. And you're going to hold that you're going to look up towards, I'm going to instruct you, look up to the ceiling, yeah? And now your eyes are up, you're looking at the ceiling. I want you to do a very strong squint with your lower lids. And what you should feel, if you're doing that, you should feel a pulsating. Can you feel a shake and a pulsate?
Yes.
And release. Look up towards the ceiling. The lower lids, bring those up. And that really works that muscle. So you're getting that real shake and pulse. Can you feel it pulsating?
I can feel it, yeah.
And just do that 3 times and release and relax. It's lovely. Yeah. So you'd only hold that for about 3 seconds and it really shakes and pulsates. It's lovely. Now, what do your eyes feel like after that?
Yeah, they do. They feel...
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. Now, this one's an interesting one too. Hand on the forehead. Now, keep your forehead still and your head just looking ahead. But what I want you to do now is with your eyes only, not your head, so keep everything still, with your eyes only, look up to the ceiling. Really go nice and high. And now lower your eyes and look down towards your tummy or your navel. Now look up to the ceiling without moving your head. It's only the eyes moving. And look down. And you can do that 2 or 3 times. Once you've done that movement, what I want you to do is to look to the side, keep your head straight, and as far as you can, look to your side for your peripheral vision and to the other side and back again and to the other side. And you will notice if you do that, each of those movements up and down, side and side for about 4 times. Isn't it lovely? It really wakes your eyes up. It's incredible.
But it's also incredible how much tension you can feel being released from it.
Yeah, yeah. Now these are only a few movements that I particularly like out of hundreds. So I think if you practice these, you can actually get a really nice little eye treatment going. And you, depending again on your time, you can just do things a couple of times, or if you have more time, do it 3 to 4. Now, I think after doing all that and stimulating everything, I think it's nice to give yourself a nice cooling down session. So you can use that using cold globes from the fridge. So you can just come around the eyes.
These are superb.
Oh, it's just so lovely to feel, because believe it or not, the tissue around the eyes has been stimulated and it's quite warm. And when the cold globes go on, it's lovely. So you can use these little small ones, or if you prefer, the larger globes, which are lovely. So you can really move those around.
I've never used those.
Yeah, oh, these are lovely. I love them because they sort of take in a lot of the area.
And they're lovely. Would be put in the fridge as well. In
the fridge. And you can do sweeping just to move that congestion out. These are, I love these actually. They're so nice. Try those. And then, but do it from here and out. It just feels so good, doesn't it? Yeah. Isn't that lovely? And it just finishes off the treatment beautifully. Or you can use lovely large pads, again with nice cold water, so these are dampened, and you can pop those on the eyes for a few minutes. You can have a little lie down or whatever. That's another way of cooling everything down. They're lovely. And I know in Japan and Korea, they like their wet cloths, lovely and cold, and they will just put that right across and hold. And that whole cooling sensation, it just makes you feel eyes wide open. It is very, very refreshing.
It's worth the extra few minutes, isn't it? In the
I
morning?
think so. If you're going to apply the cream, apply it by using these movements.
I think so.
Now, if you're going to make a ritual out of it, as I said earlier, I've got my little bit of Squalane here. That's fine, because you can work all around and you can start then incorporating a nice little lymph flow into the nodes. So if it's going to take a few minutes, you don't want to drag the skin. So if your eye product has absorbed, just use a bit of light oil, and that's great for slip, because we don't want any dragging on that delicate tissue.
So don't keep applying more product.
No, because it's a waste of product really, because by now your skin has absorbed whichever product you want to put on. So that's in. So you're only using the oil for a longer treatment, just for slip and slide, because we really don't want to stretch the skin, and we don't want to add any sort of extra trauma to the skin. So obviously if there's oil on, like mine is now, you don't want that oil sitting there all day either. So you just get a clean tissue, and if you just gently, no rubbing, if you just gently press the tissue into the area where you've had the oil, it will lift off all the excess, because paper absorbs oil. There you go. And that's how you do a very, very relaxing eye treatment, just to wake up your eyes, to move that lymph, and to be eye bright and bushy tailed.
And awake.
Totally awake. My eyes actually feel different, and I only just demonstrated a little bit. I didn't sort of go through the whole routine, 4 of one, 3 of the other. So they are just lovely little movements for you to try at home, and just find your favourite ones. And even if you only have 5 favourites or 6, stick to those and see what works for you.
Please remember to like us and share us with your friends and family, and
please remember to subscribe and ring that bell. Until the next time, take care now. Bye bye.